I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 6, Volume 10, The Extras. Well, actually, these are things that didn't work over the last couple of episodes, but I thought I'd pick this up because I said I'd use the Omni for this. So this is the Omni here. So what I'll do is a quick review of that, but first things first, right? Is somebody asked about the What's on the Tape, these ones, these street sound tapes. There was a number of them, and they were all cut out with, and I'm going to take it out and we'll have to start looking at it. The inlays are all cut out from a double glazing company, so I thought we'll try and put together. Now I'm missing one of the tapes because they didn't send them all through, if that makes sense. So I'm missing one of them, but I have a few arts of it, I think. If I can get them to go together. Right, so there we go. The marketing manager is called John Best. Was there another famous John Best? I feel there was a famous John Best. We've got something here. I'm not sure this is the top art of it, but we're going to try it. We'll see whether or not it works. And I think this is where we run into trouble. Yeah, we've got the same top corner. So we've got the same top corner there. So somebody asked whether or not we could put it together. So this is solar, successful by caring more. That's what they do. Due to opening our showrooms, something in the area, I'm looking to a number of selections, blah 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 blah. Patio. It must have been a flyer they put through. But yeah, they were in Ashford, it seems. In return for helping, we are prepared to pay handsomely in cash. I'm not sure. It sounds a bit like a dodgy deal to me. Handsomely in cash. Those are the days, weren't they, when double glazing was a thing? Do you think it's solar power though, or solar energy rather? No, it wouldn't have been, would it? Not back in the 80s, say, or the end of the early 90s. I don't remember being a lot of solar power. When it's possible, suitable, return the coupon. There's a coupon at the bottom. There's a little tear off. It says tear it over here. And first 100 applicants at this stage of the campaign. So they were doing some kind of promotional deal. That was the thing. So they were doing some kind of weird and wonderful deal if you wanted it. Anyway, so that was the street sounds things. Somebody asked and I put it together and you've seen it now. So that was what came with that. Lovely bit of history, isn't it? Anyway, so let's get to the actual Spectrum Omni. This is what I'm going to be playing on today. I'm going to use it for the fact that it's got that built-in div MMC. What does that stand for? I should really look it up, shouldn't I? Why is it called a div MMC? If you know, put it in the comments below, because it's just an SD card reading thing. Anyway, this is the Omni. This comes from my friend at Retroradionics, which I guess he still must be a little bit in lockdown at the moment because he's in China, to be honest with you. And he makes these things. He makes custom cases. He makes custom boards. This is an all black one, if you notice, because even the keys are black rather than the traditional grey. It's the old dead flesh. It's lovely, actually. I quite like it. I've used it to replace my own 48K. I've got an orange one with a silver case. I should have grabbed that, shouldn't I? All right, you stay there. I'm going to go grab it. Hang on, back in a second. Right, I'm back. So this is my one that I've actually redone. Some people absolutely hate it. I quite like it because I've kept the original case, so you don't need to do it. The only modification that's really in here is the composite mod, which I think is really kind of a modern day must, isn't it? If you've got an old style Spectrum, but I really like it. That's actually that's a kind of a copper colour on the keyboard there. It's not quite that, and these are glow in the dark. Remember glow in the dark, where you stuck it in you stuck it under the light for long enough, it would glow in the dark, and there's glowing dark keys. I thought that was really kind of cool. But as an actual case, it's really beautiful. It works really well, and it looks right. And he's even got the patent pending bits and pieces on there, which is really nice. So yeah, I like it because I think it's quite decorative, and I think back in the day, I think that if you'd shown this to, maybe Sir Clive would have liked it, maybe, that there was a modding industry there. There would have been certainly some money to be made in it. To be fair, he wasn't a money man, he was an inventor, wasn't he? Anyway, so this is the black Omni. So you can get them in different colours, but I think Retroradionics is bizarre. I think he only offers the black one. But anyway, so what's different about this? First off, this is 128K. It's also 48K. It's also a 128K plus 2. It's also an Ace, and it's also something else. I think it's a ZX81 as well. So they're all built in, and I'll show you how that works in a second. So first off, let's start with the back, and we'll have a little look at it. And it's based on, I believe, the Harlequin board, but been modified. The back, we've actually got an on-off switch. That's the first thing you're going to notice. We've also got an RGB out cable, it means that you've got SCART and a decent quality. There is an HDMI socket on here. However, as yet, it's yet to be enabled, and obviously you've got your ear and your mic, so you can still load things. And it also has a module in here for your old expansions, so that still works. That's still there. If we look at the other side, we've got a reset button, very handy. Hit the reset button, we can do that. Nothing on the front that's different. It's even got the rubber feet and the speaker, but it's not actually in there because it comes out through the RGB, to be fair. So although it's there, it doesn't actually do anything. And then on this side, we've got some joystick ports. So we've got 2 of those built into it on the board. We've got the NMI button, which basically allows you to access the Div MMC. We've got the actual dip switches. Now, the dip switches allow you to set what form of spectrum this is. I'll try and put a link in description for the PDFs to do with it, because I actually found that's the hardest part, because it doesn't come with any instructions in any way, shape, and form. You kind of have to look online for them. And then I don't think they're on Retroradionics, which is really bizarre considering he makes them. So I had to look online, and I've got them. So I might put them in a PDF and put them onto my Google Drive, so you can download them yourself. Anyway, and then you've got the actual thing for the SD card, which fits in here, and you just need an SD card with whatever you want installed on it, plugged in, and away you go. I'm not going to take it apart, but needless to say, as I say, it's based on another clone, but it's a clone of its own. It's very much its own thing. But anyway, we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a try. We've got 3 games that we failed over the last few videos, which is we've got the Game Designer, which I found the version of that. We've got Bobby Bearing, which failed numerous times, and we've got Joe Blade, one I think probably that's appeared before. But without messing around any further, I'm going to get this plugged in, and we're going to go for it. See you soon. Okay, here we are. Right, I'm going to turn the Omni on. Now, many of you have seen this before, but I'm going to do it again. And it just shows how it's loading this Div MMC operating system as it starts. I know it was really quick and it just flashed by really quickly, but it was there. It was loading it off the disk, so it adds a whole new level of functionality to your Spectrum. Effectively allowed it to read these SD cards, which is really, really clever. Right, I'm going to push the button. We're going to go with, I think Bobby Bearing was the oldest one we've got there. Got a long list of all things that I've been playing previously. I think that's Trash Man, isn't it, down there? Possibly. Or maybe not. Right, okay, so this is what's on the tape. 610. Let's start with Bobby Bearing, because that was the one that we were doing. Alright, now, the aim of the game, which, when it didn't load last time, the aim of the game is you're Bobby Bearing, and you have to find your 4 brothers and cousin, because they've been lost in the I think it's curve space, it's called? Curve sphere? Or something similar? And they've been lost in there. It's 1986, this one. Right, okay, so the keys are... I wasn't really keen on the keys. The keys I'm using is ZX for left and right, sort of. These ones. There's this little hole, look, it's going in there. And then I'm using P and L for sort of the up and down. So here we go. So we've got, I guess there's a timer there to find them all. So we're trying to find our little friends. That's a bit tough, isn't it? Let's go in here. We'll see if we can find any of my little relatives that have been lost out here. Now, somebody was on the comments. I think it was E. Mark Moore mentioned that he and his brother were pretty good at this. They completed it and they mapped it, but they should have submitted it to a magazine. And I think we all have those kind of regrets for not submitting things at the time back in the day. Right, okay, I'm going this way. I could see it being a very mappable game, actually, and to be fair, that was a complete waste of time going that direction. So I can kind of get that. At least it isn't Spin Dizzy bad, because Spin Dizzy can be awful with it. I'm not a big fan of isometrics, however, this one's not too bad at all. I do like the Edge, though. I think they're quite a good... I thought they produced some really nice games back in the day. Oh, that up there. Oh, it's like a staircase. And I can't go out the edge, thankfully. Whoa. Very nice. Lots of hazards. Nice use of graphics. Quite like it. Don't say that very often. I'm not on my isometrics. Kind of like this one. Don't know where I'm going. Could do with a map. This is one of these things where you'd have to draw a map, wouldn't you? It would be quite complex as well, because it looks like there's up and over parts in it. I'm guessing that Barnaby is the first bearing, because I'm Bobby, obviously. Barnaby is the first bearing I'm trying to collect. Oh! Okay, I made a mistake there. Jumped over the edge of that one. I'm going to go that way. Oh! Hurt myself. I guess the problem here is time. Look, time is going down every time I drop off the edge of something. Whoa, little jumps. It's like a BMX course, isn't it? Old style BMX course. Here we go. I can't go that way. Oh, it's a shame. I can go down this slope though. Let's go down that slope. To nowhere. Road to nowhere. Oh, I tell you what's good though. I've just noticed though, you can't roll outside of the. It's the edges are there. That would have loved that on Spin Dizzy. You can't fall off the edges, so actually it's taken some of the difficulty out of it, because you can fall off there obviously, but you can't. I can't roll if I'm at the bottom here. If I just drop off there, and then I try and roll out. If you try and roll out of the level, right, like that. I'm trying to roll out. You can't do it. That actually makes a big difference. That's actually really useful. That makes this awful lot more playable, especially for the style of game it is. Okay, fair enough. I've got a problem here now. How do I get that to go up? There's a kind of weird thing there. I can make this noise and kill myself. Oh, it's Q to quit. Right. I wondered why my little eyes go funny. Press Q, you can kind of... Why would you want to kill yourself, though? I guess it's to time it all out at the end of the day. Yeah, no Bobby Bearing. I quite like that. I may have to find this from my collection, actually. It's one I don't have. I think... Oh, did we have it? No, we didn't have it. Did we have it? No, I definitely didn't have it. One that's not in my collection, I would give this another go, because of the fact that it's easy enough to get, move around without having to do that. However, I am now trapped, and this is often the problem with games of sort of a certain generation is there's some design flaws, one of which here looks like I can't get out of that section, I don't think I can get out of that section. Yeah, no, I can't go this way either, which is a bit naff, so I'm stuck. I'm kind of all jammed in and nowhere to go. Which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, and then I fall off here and I hurt myself. Otherwise, though, it looks pretty good. I quite like that one. Okay, let's go to the next one. So I'll push the button for the NMI button. There's some silly names for this. It's just like a menu button, shouldn't it? We'll do Joe Blade, and then we'll do Game Designer last, I think. So we've got Joe Blade. And Joe Blade's pretty simple. Right, this is Colin Swinburne, and he basically he did a whole bunch of series of games sort of later on. The idea of this one is we've got hostages to what's the music off? Hostages to collect. This is me, Joe, with my beautiful moustache. There we go. And basically, you've got your little man. You collect keys to open cells. We've got to collect all of the... it actually tells you at the top of the screen. You've got to collect all of the hostages who all seem drunk and lying on the side. Collect the world leaders. There's one there. There's a world leader, see? You can tell he's a world leader because he's like relaxing with a moustache. It's such a weird thing, isn't it? And then blow up the place, because obviously you've got to blow up where the terrorists are. So now that's it. That's the aim of the entire game. It's... Oh... Don't run into the exploded bodies. You don't know. Doesn't show you your ammo, but it does. I don't think it does run out. I have a feeling it runs out. Right, we can open that one. And this is one that definitely is mapped. We can't run into the little stars of them, because the stars of them kind of kill you as well, which is really bit annoying actually. So if you run into that, it'll hurt me. You only get the one life. Once you set it off the bomb, you get 20 minutes, I think. And that 20 minutes, and and then you've got to get back out again. So you definitely need to map this to go up and down through the levels. And there's nothing in there, so I've completely wasted my time going in there. But it was a very popular season, a series. It went up to Joe Blade 3, and then there's Prison Riot, which is another game that's very similar to it. There's a few other. Is there a few other Joe Blades? I know that he certainly did a few things. Deviants was quite good by Colin as well. I quite like that. They were all under the Players name. That's what it was. It was all under Players. Oh, look, you go back through the window. I forgot about that. Ah! Nearly killed myself, though. No, nothing in there. Back this way. There's the bomb. We'll self-destruct. I think you've got to make the letters spell correctly. Oh, well. Oh, what do I have to do? Oh, that's it. Yeah. Then you go round and it wraps it round. So I need to move that. You're dead. Yep, bomb activated and I've gone boom. Not a good start. Enter our name. Demon. It's fine. It's a pretty good game, actually. I mean, it was a budget title. I quite liked it back in the day. I still think it's good now. It does need a map. Realistically, you do have to do your own map. Is that something we would do? Do you think we'd actually do that? Do you think you could sit down and actually map it? I don't know. I think I might do. I think that nostalgia of putting mapping stuff might be kind of cool. Might be a nice thing. Anyway, right. Let's go to the next part. So let's find the next one on here. Very handy, this. I do prefer loading things. It does load games though through the normal route. So this is Software Game Designer, and the moment I loaded it was the moment I knew exactly what it was. Let me just have a look at the altering sprites. So that's 3. Yeah, so you can edit the ships. I think which one's our spacecraft? 18 is our spacecraft. 18. Yeah, and we can edit how it looks. So what we can do is flip bits. Cursor keys up and down. There we go. Flip bits was 6. Swap sides. Cursor up and down. 8 and 7. So it's kind of. I'm not sure how much we can do it. Swap sides, right? So you can flip the bits. It's a bit complex to create a thing, so we can adjust the ship by taking those off, and maybe we maybe want bigger lasers there. So we swap sides with number 9, and we do. There we go. So I've flipped that round, and then move to the bottom. See how the ship looks at the bottom? That's how it's been swapped round. So I've gone. Oh, 1. So we've done that, and then I want to swap the sides, and then I want to turn everything off. 4, 5, turn 6 on. See, now I've changed the ship a little bit, made it look sort of a little bit more, I don't know, I kind of like the forward, a bit more sort of like, what's it called, that game I'm thinking of now? Oh, more like Iridium. There we go, Iridium, that's what I was thinking. Let's try to see if we can make this more cockpit-like. So if I do swap sides, and then we do number 1, and then I move up, we do number 1, and when we do number 1, and then move down, number 1. See, now I made it more sort of spacecrafty. There's a gap there though. Look, I've made a gap by mistake. Number 6. There you go. So it's a lot of. I've made it a little bit more aerodynamic, haven't I? So I'm finished with that one. So you've got your other aliens as well, the sprites that are there, and I think they rotate as a result of it. You've got a limited number of sprites, realistically. You've only got 32. It's probably quite a lot, really, for the game. You've also got, where are we? We've got movement. So you can design the attack pattern, which kind of gives you a pattern showing you on the screen there. So if I do 0, that's the attack pattern for 0. So it's like up, down, going across the screen. Yeah. So if we do 8 and 9, and we can change. I guess we can change some of the pattern. So it drops down from 6 to 5 for a little bit, and then it does 6, 7. So if I go 5 here, so it starts with a curve, then going straight down and then up. So you can see how simple it is to actually create it. It's not a bad thing. I've used this one before actually. I don't think I possess this in my collection. By is it John Hollis? I think it is. Once you've done all of this, you can save and load it to tape, which is excellent. So you can do your own. But you can also play the game, and the keys are cursor keys. Clearly, there would be, and then you can shoot. And there we are. And you basically design your things for the thing. Oh. I'm getting my cursor keys all wrong. Yeah, it flies back again. But yeah, so it allows you to create. It's quite a good one, actually. It's not a bad little game. I wonder if anybody actually launched any titles as a result of it. And to be fair, it's just a shoot 'em up. It's got kind of a level. You've got to reach the high score and all this kind of get things, you know. Bit annoying about the keys. I don't know if you can change them, though. Let's see. What can we do to quit? There we go. Press enter to quit. 4, configuration. Can we change the keys? Aliens, special effects, backgrounds, no. Attack waves, configuration. No, that's basically it. You're limited to those cursor keys, which is a bit of a shame, because it would have been nice if you'd been able to alter the keys. It's one of the few things that I would have said I would quite liked out of it. I like that though. It's quite nice. It's quite a simple thing and quite enjoyable sort of. I think I would have sat with that for a few hours and definitely done something with it. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Please stick around. This week I'm up to little volume 11. I'm continuing on while we're on. We're continuing on while we're doing it. Anyway, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye now.